María de Los Ángeles Lasa. I'm academic advisor here at CADAL. And I was thinking this morning that tomorrow we will remembering another year, another anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. And it's, of course, something to celebrate. But there are still so many other walls that still stand around the world, and one of those walls is in China. And today, that's why we are having this panel to talk about East Turkestan, where the Uyghur people live. And in order to do that, we will talk with Mr. Dolkun Isa. I will present you. You have a very extensive CV, but I will this is kind of a summary. So Mr. Dolkun Isa is the former president of the World Uyghur Congress, and author of the Freedom China Trap. Here's the book. In 1988, he was a student leader in the pro-democracy movement in East Turkestan, and after fleeing China in 1994, he has actively advocated for Uyghur rights on different international forums. Tragically, his mother died in a Chinese concentration camp back in 2018, and his two brothers have been sentenced to long-term imprisonment. Mr. Isa has received several human rights awards, including the World Democracy Award. And in 2020, he initiated the establishment of the Uyghur Tribunal, led by Sir Geoffrey Nice, to investigate allegations of genocide against the Uighur. Additionally, he contributes to a project that we have here at CADAL, Análisis Sínico, and it is my pleasure to welcome you, Mr. Isa. The idea of this panel is that Mr. Isa will speak for about 15-20 minutes, and then we will have the Q&A session. I will ask some questions, but then, of course, feel free to ask your questions. So, Mr. Isa, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maria. And first of all, I would like to thank you, my good friends, Gabriel, to host me and organize this wonderful event. It is my pleasure to be here today and talking about the Uyghur issue. And thank you, Maria. Maybe how many of you are aware of the Uyghur issue and the East Turkestan, I don't know, but maybe I will give you very short background information. Who is the Uyghur, where I live in. Actually, the Uyghurs, and I'm also very happy today. Here is my friends Ömer Kanat, who is the former chair of the Executive Committee of World Uyghur Congress, now senior advisor of the World Uyghur Congress, and at the same time director Uyghur Human Rights Project based in Washington, D.C. They have research-based organizations, so far more than 90 reports regarding Uyghur issue is published. Yeah, so yeah, boss is very happy here today. Uyghurs, just last 5-6 years, and quite a lot of people knows the Uyghur, who is the Uyghur, what is the happening, but 10 years ago or 6-7 years ago, nearly no one knows the Uyghurs. Uyghurs is around, Chinese government officials say 12.5 million living in China. Actually, this is the occupied territory. 1949, Communist China occupied this country. Then the Chinese government systematically population, transport, discrimination, assimilation policy in the region. 1955, Chinese government established Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Actually, legal status of the Chinese constitution, autonomous region. Maybe most of them, you know the Tibet issue, the same status of Tibetan, but we have never enjoyed autonomy. This autonomy, only paper autonomy, on the paper, all political, economic, cultural, religious right has been continued violated by the Chinese Communist Party. Yes, this is territory 1.8 million square kilometer territory. It is mean, I don't know how many times less than Argentina, but I came from Germany, 5 times less than Germany. This is a huge territory, but it is habitable area only 4 to 5%. 95% is uninhabitable area because it's second big desert nach the Sahara, Taklamakan Desert is located there. Suri Mountain, Altai Mountain, Tangertag Mountain, and the Kulil Mountain. Yeah, this is the short information on the 1949 when the Chinese Communist Army occupied this we call it Turkestan, no, but it's forbidden to call it Turkestan in today's years. Since the occupation, Chinese government systematically population transport this area and assimilation policy implemented. 1949, when the Chinese Communist Army occupied, only 4% Chinese population in this area, mostly military and the family of military. That time, Uyghur population 85%. But today, the official number of the Chinese government saying Chinese population from 4% to increasing 40%. 40%. Uyghur population diminished from 85% to 42%. Yeah, Chinese government systematically population transport and also family planning policy to the Uyghurs and the Tibet and others. So, as I said, Chinese government's policy is assimilation, discrimination was never changed. But since 2016, particularly 2014, current president of Xi Jinping talks the power situation dramatically changed. From assimilation and discrimination policy into genocidal policy. So everything is completely changed. 2016, Chinese government built concentration camp. Nazi style is a concentration camp. Today, at least 3 million Uyghurs, Kazakh, Turkish Muslim in the concentration camp. We estimate at least 3 million because there is more than 460 camps exist whole region. Some BBC already make some documented on the CNN on the also one of the Chinese students whose name is Xiao Zhang, who study in the law school student in Canada. He first person found the concentration camp. First time 2018 he found use a satellite image everything analyzed 74 camp found it. Before that, we don't have evidence. Nobody knows that. So since then, and 2016, end of 2016, and starting the concentration camp located to the millions of people. Until 2018, more than 2 years, nobody talking about this. We don't have evidence, but 2018 August, United Nations Committee eliminated racial discrimination committee, third committee review Chinese report. That time, first time UN expert and UN committee declared is 1 million Uyghurs and the Kazakh looked down. So China calls re-education camp, but this is actually detention center and the concentration camp. This is the turning point. Then a lot of media cover on this. 4 months later, 2018 November, UN review, Universal Periodic Review on China, UPR program on China. That time, and also it is a big problem. Since then, and a lot of media cover and a lot of international media reports this. Then 2018 also one big document, secret document was leaked. New York Times was published it. New York Times, Chinese Kabul, then later and also Karakash list, actually so many leaked documents and the name of the people and the pictures of the people, all whole and is a detail of the people and published leaked. Then until that time, Chinese government denied everything. No, we don't have such a camp, we don't have a detention center, nothing. But after the leaked document was published and UN expert also announces review Chinese report, the Chinese government could change it, cannot continue hiding the realities that yes, we have is a center, but it is not a detention center, it was not concentration camp, it is vocational training center. We train young generation for the better future. But there is a huge number of professors, intellectuals, religious figures, teenagers, singer, football player, all is a concentration camp. Your Charter Uyghur Human Rights Project also documented 480 people, well documented, This is including some professor, for example, president of the Xinjiang University. I studied Xinjiang University, is the biggest university in the region. And president of the Xinjiang University, Tashpla Tip, he is a concentration camp. He no need for the vocational training. He got a PhD in the Tokyo University. And the other Hamrat Hupur, well-known doctors and also professor in the medical university president. He is a concentration camp as well. And for example, my mother, she was 78 years old lady. She was not activist, not pensioners. She died in the concentration camp as well. You know, we documented huge number of Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, the Chinese government in the change narrative again. Yeah, we have some detention center, but we are fighting terrorism and radicalism. You know? Because we are Muslim, very easy to label as terrorist label. Before the 2001 September 11 terrorist attack, Chinese government never blamed Uyghur activism as terrorist. But September 11 terrorist attack, Chinese government immediately changed language within one night. Oh, we are victim of terrorism because we are Muslim, you know. And the Uyghurs, all kind of Uyghur activism and the label of terrorism. Yeah. Before Chinese government say, oh, separatists or foreign stamps or traitors, some stuff like. Then Chinese government and this camp blame this is we are fighting terrorism or radicalism. But how you can detain because of the fighting the terrorism, radical? But there is no terrorism was happening, no violence was happening. You know? But China just want to legitimate it for this detention. So what was happening is, in the concentration camp? It is impossible to get information. Because not only from the concentration camp, even the whole region, Chinese government 2016 completely blocked all communication. 2018 August, former Chinese Communist Party leaders Qin Cheng-go in Tibet Autonomous Region and appointed party secretary in the Xinjiang Uighur Autonomous Region, East Turkestan. Then he, within 4 months, in only one city, Urumqi is capital of East Turkestan, only one city, he built 960 checkpoints. Only one city. It is mean every 200-300 meters, one checkpoint everywhere. He kept internet communication and collected all passports of Uyghurs. Before October 2016, there is a direct flight from Urumqi to Istanbul, Dubai, and also some Central Asia countries, Karachi. But it's October 2016, all international transportation cut. Internet cut, and also communication. My very last, very short telephone talk with my family member, middle of April 2017. Since then, almost more than 7 years passed, we couldn't contact the family member. You know? Today is 21st century, you can call your mobile phone, you can talk everywhere around the world. But everybody say China is huge developed countries, but we cannot contact. And how many family member or home is still alive, how many people has died, we don't know. But accidentally sometimes we learn from Chinese media or through some news, we learn if something is happening at home horribly. For example, 2018, 12th of June, I got first heartbreaking news, my family, because my last talk with my mother, 2017, April. After 14 months later, after 14 minutes later, first news phoned me, my mother died. I don't know which circumstance she passed away, but later, Washington-based Radio Free Asia, they are randomly calling to the police and the local organization, government, then confirmed my mother died one of the concentration camp. She was put in the concentration camp 2017. After 1 year, she is died. 2020, and I got another news from the Chinese Global Times. My father passed away. Still, I have no idea which circumstances he passed away. Died in the concentration camp or hospital, or I don't know where his cemetery is. Which month, even I have no idea. My younger brother, and 2021, I got another news from the media. My younger brother sentenced to life. No? My older brother, he is a mathematics professor, he sentenced 17 years, some say 24 years, I don't know. This is the all horrible story last 7 years I got from my family, but my case was not unique. All Uyghurs who live in Germany, United States, Turkey, in the exile have a similar problem. So, and end of 2019, Chinese government, before 2019, vision from 2016 to 2019, Chinese government only indoctrinate for this old detainer. And now some survivors living in the exile, United States, Europe, because they are a foreign citizen or they are married to foreign citizens. That's why Chinese government and they release them. They are told horrible story. In the morning, you have to get up 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. You sit down on the beton. You don't have a right to talk to each other. You have to self-criticize yourself. I'm guilty. I'm the enemy. You know, you have to self-criticize. You have to think just thumbs up, right? And you have to show the loyalty Chinese Communist Party and the Xi Jinping. Before you drink water, oh, thanks Chinese Communist Party, thanks Xi Jinping. Without you, no water. Without you, no food. Without Chinese Communist Party, without Xi Jinping, no life. You have to speak loudly, use Chinese language. Chinese language. In Uyghur language, completely forbidden. You cannot use Uyghur language, talk each other. And also, this word, this loyalty should be coming from your heart, you know? Because everywhere is a voice recognition, facial recognition, and the emotion recognition camera. If this word not just coming from the heart and analyze, this is not, they have a problem in his mind, immediately tortures, and a huge number of people are already killed. But we don't know exactly how many people was killed. And a lot of rape case was in the concentration camp was a woman. One of the camp survivors who living in Washington, D.C., Tursnay Ziaudun, he, and talking to the BBC, he personally, terrible, he talked how face for the sexual harassment and also rape, gang rape in the concentration camp. He personally told open story. And all the Uyghurs women, when coming to the camp, take some special pills. This is the sterilization, forced sterilization pills. So that's why Uyghurs, one of the German scholar Andreas Zenz, he published a report. Last 7 years, Uyghur population diminished a lot. This is the, and after 2019, Chinese government set up some factory near concentration camp or inside concentration camp near. This is all detainer use forced labor. Today, Uyghur forced labor is one of the critical issue. Volkswagen, for example, German company, Boss, Adidas, Nike, all more than 640 international brand direct linked with Uyghur forced labor. Now, there is entire world talking about clean energy is an electronic car. Yes, looks like the clean energy, but it's blood energy because 47% of the is battery of the car battery from the Uyghur forced labor globally, among all countries. And the cotton textile globally 25% cotton coming from the Uyghur forced labor. In China, 85%. No? All. And also solar panel. More than 50% is solar panel from China coming from the Uyghur forced labor. This is all. Because it's all and the international expert and use the Chinese resource and there is a well documented all this. Other issue is we are Muslim, I say, I already mentioned. But today you cannot write, you cannot practice, even not practice, even you cannot say Salam Alaikum. You know, Salam Alaikum, universal word is a Muslim, written in Germany is Grüß Gott, like, you know, is just Salam. It is forbidden. In the restaurant also, halal, sign is removed, you know. And also, 2020, ASPI, Australian Strategic Policy Institute, published one report. They analyzed Chinese satellite image and Chinese resource. They published a report. From 2017 to 2020, within 3 years, 8,000 mosques completely demolished. If you look at the satellite image before 2017, this mosque exists, but no, this place is already changed to public toilet or parking on the hotel. And another 8,000 mosque is partly demolished. This is it. And also during the Ramadan time, forbidden to fast. Forbidden to fast. Particularly is the workplace and the school. During the lunch time is a lunch time. Normally, Chinese government doesn't care. Students have a lunch to eat or drink water. But during the Ramadan time, forced it to drink water, eat, provide lunch, provide water because testing you. If who is fasting, then the punish and puts a concentration camp. Yeah. And not only is and even you is forbidden to grow up after bread, head scare, all the forbidden. On the street, police check not only your ID, check your mobile phone, handy. Yes, if check your handy, if find any word related, not only Islam, related religious, and that is a big problem. Accidentally, maybe your friend sent some message. This doesn't care. It is a problem. Yeah, and the Chinese government is developed one special app, iJob, integrity. What's this? iJob. It's the short is iJob. It is special app. This is the obligation. You have to download. If the police check your ID or your mobile phone, if this app not download, this is the problem. Why you don't download this? But because it's control yourself, track your every your action. Yeah. So sometimes the people afraid to use a smartphone, just use all the phone without internet, just hello. Then police check. Why don't you use the smartphone? Why don't? What is your aim? This is the problem as well. Yeah. We are today people talking about atrocity around the world everywhere. Yes, there is a lot of injustice, a lot of atrocity in quite a lot of places in the world. But you cannot compare it. It is what do you eat? What do you dress? As no country, no any dictator regime also don't involve. But is today for the Uyghurs, even what do you eat? What do you drink? Even if some meeting or some event, if your Chinese friend offer to drink alcohol, you cannot refuse. If yes, no, I don't drink alcohol, you are fundamentalist, you are terrorist. Offer to you eat pork, it doesn't matter even you are vegetarian. Oh, I don't eat pork, you are terrorist, you are fundamentalist. You have to eat. 2018 Chinese government, their official saying 1 million Chinese Communist Party members sent to the Uyghur family. Staying with you months, week, 24 hours together, eating together, sleeping together, and monitoring your daily life. What do you thinking? What do you eat? Yeah, it was happening 2018, 2019. And a lot of rape cases was happening because most of the men is a concentration camp. And these Chinese guys want to, want to marry your daughters. You don't have right now, I don't have marriage. You are separatist. So you're separatist. And a lot of rape cases was happening. So many suicide was happening because you don't have right to complain the justice. If you complain, it's the problem. So it was the happening today, unfortunately, in East Turkestan. But so that's why we are Uyghur organization, World Uyghur Congress. We are traveling around the world as our capacity and rise awareness. But China today is very powerful, and powerful. Use the economic power, not only persecute the Uyghur. Of course, today is the 3 million Uyghur is a concentration camp, but there is no concentration camp in China. But Chinese people are suffering a lot. Tibetan, Tibetan also. Chinese Communist Party is saying is an anti-religious organization. Yeah. Particularly against Islam, but also Chinese Christian Catholic Church also destroyed a lot. Falun Gong, for example, and the Tibetan Buddhists all suffering a lot because Chinese Communist Party never accept diversity. Yeah. According to the Chinese constitution, they say all the time that China exists 56 ethnic group or 56 minority. It is only paper, but reality, except Uyghur Tibet, all assimilate already. They lost national identity, religious, language, everything. Only 1st of October, Chinese National Day, you dress national dress, dancing. That's all. That's all. We are Uyghur Tibetan, we are trying to keep our identity. This is the problem. This is the big problem. Chinese government, because more than 75 years, Chinese government constantly use different of tactic to assimilate, but we are resist. We are trying to keep our identity. Yeah, this is the big problem. So we are doing the advocacy, user capacity, and the traveling around the world, and the rise awareness, and of course we cannot compare with Chinese power. China uses huge money, not only persecuted Uyghur Tibet in China and East Turkestan Tibet, and also trying to change international order. International order. Misuse international organization. For example, Interpol. Couple of years ago, until 2018, Interpol president is Chinese. China public security minister is the Interpol president. China pays the money to the Interpol, well, and is paying president. So China misuses Interpol. If any regime critical and against Chinese Communist Party, then immediately put red notes. I have 21 years red notes. Can you imagine? 1997, Chinese government put my name in the Interpol list. Accuse me is at the beginning is a killer, murder. You know? Yes. In my lifetime, I have never killed any chicken. But Chinese government saying is a killer. So that's why I was, and after 2001, Chinese aid, oh, he is a terrorist. I left my country in 1994, but after 9 years later, I was being terrorist. I'm still in Germany, I'm a German citizen. But because of Chinese long arm, I was detained so many country border. Even my own country, Germany, Italy, South Korea, United States. Even I was kicked also from the United Nations in the New York 2017. Yeah? This is my book, all my experience regarding Chinese freedom struggle. It is because all my story was not happening in some is a dictator authoritarian country. All the happening is democratic country. Because China's long arm disinformation campaign, huge impact. So I was detained, but of course I never give up my activism. And finally 2018, my red notes was delayed. And almost 8 years ago. But Chinese government continually, if coming here, even last year we coming also here, and also we went to the Buenos Aires University, Chinese government embassy called to the university saying, oh, because we went to the public speech, oh, this is terrorist group, this is a separatist group, don't let them enter. You know, they are everywhere going. Chinese government immediately trying to intervene to stop us. But however, we have also seen some positive step. So far, 10 national parliament recognized Uyghur genocide motion. And first parliament is Canada, 2022 February is a recognized Uyghur genocide motion. Then later in the Netherlands, Lithuania, Czech Republic, Belgium, UK, French, Taiwan, Ireland. This all country recognized Uyghur genocide motion, but is UN more than around 200 countries. Only 11 and European Parliament as well recognized Uyghur genocide motion. But China used its economic power, trying to monopolize it. UN Human Rights Council trying to monopolize other international organization, Interpol, trying to change international order. China say economic development is a human right. I provide the food to my people, this is the human right. Now, unfortunately, we have seen a lot of democracy country or democracy is split. Split cannot come to the one voice. But dictator, authoritarian country, very united. We have seen in the United Nations particularly, very, very united, led by China, Iran, and Russia. Strong voice all the time. But democracy is split. China and the master of the split the power, is the European Union. They don't have one world foreign policy today. Sometimes it is we have witnessed several times. Once Greece and the veto and the UN, European Union oral statement to the UN Human Rights Council. Sometimes Hungary, sometimes South Korea, because Chinese government then trying to influence and trying to split the European Union as well. So this is the thing. But however, we never lost of hope. We use the capacity to continue traveling around the world. And so far, 2 bills adopted was U.S. Congress. One was 2020. President Trump is signed in the Uyghur Human Rights Policy Act, and another one 2021 and adopted by the U.S. Congress, Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, and implemented July 2022. So far is $2.5 billion products in the stop to export to United States. It is a good step. It is a good step. And also, we are last year, 2020 August, I and American and lawyer Michael Pollack, we came into the Buenos Aires. We submit or complaint to the because Argentina has universal jurisdiction. So we submit or complaint to the court. This time is one of the purpose we are coming. And because of this universal jurisdiction, we submit or submission or complaint. Yes, and we also sued World Uyghur Congress GLAN, Global Legal Action Network, London-based, one of the international organizations. We sued UK Customer Border and the National Crime Agency, because according to the UK law, and any textile from the forced labor should not be stopped, not import to the UK. And we are trying a lot, but they are refused. And we sued with lawyer. Last year, 2023, we filed it, but we went to the highest court. Then this year, May, and the 15th, 16th of May, second hearing of the court. Then July, we won. So this is the small step regarding this stop of ongoing genocide. But China and use its economic power, diplomatic power around the world, trying to start a disinformation campaign and hiding the reality, and invite huge, particularly global source, particularly from Muslim country, so many diplomat, journalists, or expert organize a propaganda tour, and use them. Oh, everything is normal, nothing is happening here. The Uyghurs, Muslims have a wonderful life, and the Chinese government it gives such an impression to the entire world. My time is finished? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isa. I have one question to start, but then of course feel free to ask questions. So the picture you shared with us is very comprehensive and sad at the same time. And I was thinking in a term you have used in like different articles, and I've been reading your work, and one term that really struck me was the term transnational repression. And I was like really shocked by that. And you mentioned like different ways in like which China uses to repress people around the world, or like the Uyghur people particularly. I'm thinking in the Tibet. Like apart from these very like in the case, for instance, the very personal thing that happened to you with the Interpol and that story. Can you share with us another ways in which China uses its power to repress around the world?
Yes, China. I little bit explain my experience, and this book is clear in the evidence of the Chinese government how use its power to the transnational repression. So no Uyghurs is safe in the diaspora. We can say no one, because China used different of way trying to silence. 2018, 2019, some huge number Uyghur activists speaking out use the social media and make testimony, because all Uyghur who live in exile, at least 1 or 2 family members in the concentration camp. Yeah. So they are speaking on social media. But since the end of last year, even 2020, Chinese government security service calls them. Please you with silence. If you're not silence, okay, some activist family was released. Or at least once a month can talk video call. Because 6-7 years disappears, no news. Suddenly Chinese police let them talk to the family member. It's big happiness for us, Oh, okay. Then and the Chinese government used this way, and no more than 80% Uyghur activists is silence. Couldn't speak. And time to time we organize demonstration in front of Chinese embassy or Chinese general consulate. Chinese embassy general consulate staff is a video recording of demonstration all the time. And next day or after next day, immediately family member of this Uyghurs calls them. Oh, why you don't attend this kind of things? Chinese government is very nice threat to us. Please don't do it. Pressure coming from the family member. Family member is crying, something like this. And also sometimes Chinese security service traveling around the world, coming to Germany, United States, Turkey, and meet some Uyghur community members. Cash offer. Oh, please provide information to us. Okay, you can make business. We can send products to you, up to you, and we can provide. And sometimes cash, sometimes send. You can make business. We provide the convenience. You bring products from China up to yourself, then you can give this money. No problem. And some Uyghurs, of course, this I'm talking about before 2016, 2017, because since up to 2016, 17, no one can travel. Before this, and the Uyghurs, who is the German citizen, who is the US citizen, some is the citizen, the family visiting. Before the family visiting, they got visa, Chinese embassy or Chinese general consulate. They have the information, everything. And even you have to inform them which day, which flight you will be arriving. Then immediately Chinese Security Service, before your relatives, they are receive you, brought to the hotel. Their very famous word is tea drinking. Tea drinking. Drinking tea, invite them tea. This tea drinking maybe sometimes 3 days, sometimes 2 days. Yes, because Chinese government talk to you, threat to you, and puts the pictures. We know you are attending this demonstration, you are attending this event, attending this. If you cooperate with us, okay, then you can freely visit your family. You can and safely spend the time. If you don't, then you have to know yourself. It is your choice. No? Then people sign something. And these people and they work for China. Yeah, and also Chinese government sometimes also establish organization in the exit, because trying to split Uyghur organization. Look at, suddenly, particularly last 2-3 years, a lot of Uyghur organization, Tibet organization, Chinese human rights organization was established in the exile, Because some Uyghur organization is criticized World Uyghur Congress. They are saying, all activism is not good enough for their eyes. People is very emotional. Oh, okay. Then divide. Use this way. Divide the Uyghur community. And discredit Uyghur organizations, lost and discredited organization, Uyghur activists. And also use the social media, Twitter, Facebook. Normally Twitter, Facebook is forbidden in China. But if you look at this Twitter, oh, a lot of fake account. Yes. Recently, we just two weeks ago, we held 8th General Assembly, World Uyghur Congress General Assembly in Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Just starting before the General Assembly, we got a lot of threat. Even me and Ömer Kanat and the other 4 Uyghur activists got death threat for the Daesh, ISIS video. Yes, one side is, and also Chinese government and the hack or email address, email. Just the 3 days before General Assembly started, hack or email and with my signature sent letter to all participants. Oh, this General Assembly was postponed. A lot of confusion. People go, why is it? Well, no, we don't. Never. We continue and plan to on time. Then we immediately and statement. No, it's confusion, and we use the social media and the make statement. And next day is another email, of course. Every day. And also Chinese embassy in the Sarajevo coming to the hotel, which is the place we are and hold the General Assembly, asking them, make pressure to them, cancel this event, because this group is a criminal group, this group is terrorist group, this group is separatist group. We give you double price. Cancel it, we use this hotel. But this hotel management, no, we already have a contract, we cannot cancel it. Yeah, use this also. And also call some Chinese spy who live in Turkey, Germany, some other, saying, please go Sarajevo. You can do maybe car accident, having car accident, catch the electricity of the hotel, cut off the internet, and you can do one of this action, and we give you money. It was happening just two weeks ago. It's happening. So China not only use its diplomatic power, economic power, even use social media and spy cash different of way, and trying to silence and trying to destroy the Uyghur community.
Hola. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think my reaction would be like, wow, so impressive. I don't know if someone from the audience has, there are like 2 questions. I don't know if you would like to stand up and ask your question. There's a mic.
Thank you so much for being here. Your work is admirable. And since we were talking about social media, I wanted to ask you about how does common people use TikTok in China?
In China, there is a TikTok is internationally for not inside China. And inside China they use the WeChat and also Weixin. The TikTok was mostly is outside China using, but this is WeChat also is the app of the collected information. If you download TikTok and also WeChat on your phone, and all your information automatically Chinese government can inform. Yes.
So people do not use TikTok?
No. TikTok very dangerous app.
Okay.
Yes, very dangerous app.
May I ask another question?
Sure.
You said that there were teenagers in concentration camps. Anyways, I wanted to ask you about the tendency in the new generations regarding the fight of the regime. Is there any tendency of fight since they were born and raised in that regime?
before this concentration camp, for example, 1980s, when I was a student, when I was teenagers, that time I was pro-democratic students leader that time. That's why I was host arrested. I was kicked out of university. 1980s, between 1980 after Mao died, 1977 to end of 1980s, before the Tiananmen student, pro-democratic students time, 10 years, 12 years. That time is a lot of possibility to resistance movement against Chinese government and some, not completely, but somewhere. But after the Tiananmen, the pro-democracy movement, that is the Chinese government really cracked down all kind and voice, and particularly since 2014, it is impossible. Impossible. Area is surveillance camera. You know, I already told you. Even control yourself with your mobile phone. So at the moment, it is impossible. Yes, and no way, but is the 1980s and before the 1990s. And for example, we hold huge demonstration. I did more than 8,000 students on the street, and we have 6 hours debate with this high level of Chinese Communist parties. It was happening. Today you cannot think it. Even not doing, even you cannot think on this. Yeah.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you so much. There was a question on the back. Yes.
Hello, Mr. Dolkun Isa. Nice to meet you. Very interesting what you spoke. Regarding the use of universal jurisdiction in Argentina, could you tell more details about the whereabouts, how you decided to submit the case in Argentina? And if I'm not mistaken, you managed to reopen the case last year, like in the middle of last year. And I don't know if you can go into more details about after the case got reopened, what about the evidence, or if you're able to bring witnesses or whatever. I don't know which kind of details you can bring since it's a criminal complaint, but if you could provide some details, I would be very thankful.
Thank you. Sure. Yeah, so one of the main reasons, first time we visiting is Argentina, because universal jurisdiction. And we heard, we know is that Argentina had very independent legal system. And so that's why lawyer Michael Pollack and was corporate other 2 lawyers in the Argentina, Buenos Aires. And August 2022 we submit or complain to the court. But it was very complicated, of course, and a lot of pressure for the Chinese government. Of course, we know we slowly learning, and the Argentina judicial system is independent, but not 100% independent, because during the visiting also we learn, even we meet some lawyer, we meet also some judges. They are also saying, well, we are a lot of pressure by the government, Argentina government, of course, because economic relationship very strong between China and Argentina. But however, we never lost, and we trying to our best. And 2020 we submit or file, but it was during some period of time we stopped it, because I'm not lawyer, I don't know the process very well. That's why we coming here a lawyer, and stopped because in Turkey also have universal jurisdiction. One group also doing same thing in Turkey. That's why same one file cannot do 2 countries. Yes, but we are searching, because it is a Argentina court just because of this excuse to stop it. But and we continue contact the Turkish lawyer and the Turkish justice minister, but it was wrong. Not such an action was happening in Turkey. Then last year we have a virtual meeting with the prosecutors and the court, and then is the prosecutors and the I think prosecutor of law and the constitution court. I'm not sure. Is this Constitution, yes. Then they say, yes, you continue. You can open the file again, yes. So this time, and we resubmit. we submit before yesterday or lawyer, and we submit or file our complaint again to the court. Yeah, this is the process. We will see, and what is the result, and how is the independent also Argentina judicial system. But there is no choice, and Chinese government, this accountability, Chinese crime should be held accountability for the international justice system. But is ICC, International Criminal Court, China was not member, so no possibility to hold accountability. Then ICJ, International Court for Justice, should be the resolution by the UN Security Council. China is a permanent member, have veto right. So that's why 2020 we talk, we thinking a lot how we can find the way Chinese crime hold accountability international law. So that's why this is the Uyghur Tribunal. This is the judgment of Uyghur People's Tribunal. 2020 July, Jeffrey Nice, who is the very famous UK lawyer, who is a chief prosecutor of the Milosevic, former Yugoslavia dictators, and we submit to him. He researched a lot of documents. Then he established Uyghur Tribunal, People's Tribunal. So 18 months, and he collected 100,000 page document, and 3 official hearing was taking place. All this hearing was live streamed with BBC, some of the international media. Then 2021, September 9, and the Uyghur Tribunal make announcement is the result. The Chinese government, December 9, 2021, and the Chinese government atrocity against the Uyghurs, genocide and crime against humanity. This is the Uyghur Tribunal judgment. Yeah.
We have 2 other questions. So in the back, Sibyl, and then the gentleman in the front here. There's another one there.
So, thank you very much. My question is about possible religious solidarity. If I understand correctly, most Uyghurs are Sunni Muslims. So I'm wondering, has appealing to the broader Muslim community in the world been a part of any of the strategies, and has it yielded any results? Thank you.
Yeah, it is a very good question, and it is also a very common question. Because we are Muslim. If something is happening some place around the world, immediately Muslim leader jumping, for example, is Denmark, and a caricature, a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad, immediately huge demonstration, all Muslim leaders united and criticize this, and some other part of the world. But unfortunately, this is the shame, and today China really start war against Islam. I already told you, all value, Islamic value is forbidden. Fasting is forbidden, Salam alaikum is forbidden. Even Islamic name, we cannot give the Islamic name to the children, is forbidden. Muhammad, my name is Isa, today people cannot give the children's name Isa. Umar, this all name is forbidden. But unfortunately, this all Muslim country, Muslim leader, very silent on this. Not only silence, support Chinese government. You know, is the UN Human Rights Council 2020, and the one urgent resolution on a Uyghur resolution was filed because 17 countries support this resolution, 19 countries against 11 countries abstain. Among them, 9 countries is at least 6 or 7 is a Muslim country. Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, this all. And also just 2 weeks ago, Chinese government invited one delegation, OIC, Organization Islamic Cooperation, visiting Turkestan. Chinese pays a business class to them, 5-star hotel, nice girl. Oh, then and everything is good. Nothing was happening here. Chinese government and they use them propaganda tool. You know, whitewashing is genocide. So this is a very shame situation. Some country, for example, Turkey, for example, sometimes and signed joint statement. And this is sometimes Somali, for example, once Bosnia and Herzegovina and Albania. Rest of them and the Muslim country all not only silent with China all the time because economic interest, and secondly, they have this country. Most of them have a very bad human rights record. They are complicit each other, cooperation. We have seen. Same is UN Human Rights Council saying, okay, I cover you, you dirty, you cover mine. This is the reason, yeah.
We have like a question here. We have many questions actually. We're close to the end of the panel, but I would like to give you the chance for everyone to ask.
Thank you. 2 years ago, the High Commissioner for Human Rights, Michelle Bachelet, she paid a official visit to China. You are aware. Then I believe the outcome was not very positive, but I don't know. Did you see any good outcome after this visit? Thank you.
Yes, and of course before Bachelet visit not only China, even also visit this region is Turkestan. Yeah, before her visit, we reaching out her office. We want to meet her, but she refused to meet us. And before her visit, 1 week before, we held huge demonstration in front of her office in Geneva. A couple of hundred Uyghurs, Tibetan, we together and the whole demonstration. And we give. She didn't meet us, but she received our file or recommendation. Yes, she visited, but she never. Chinese government didn't allow to her meet any camp survivors. Or she didn't visit any mosque. Because that's why we asking if this visit important but should be unconditional. No? Unconditional. If you accept Chinese, because Chinese government organized several such a visit, some Western diplomat, also some particularly Muslim country, but they don't have a right to choice. They don't have a right to make agendas themselves. This is all agenda and organized by the Chinese government. If you obey all agenda by the Chinese agenda, then it is misuse China is. We warn this, not only we, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, and some countries also, and the warning. But unfortunately, she went, and she made press conference in Beijing, and well, very bad. Her visit is not benefit for us, but this report was published 31 August 2022, just 10 minutes before she left her office. Very last minute. Actually, this report was finished 1 year before. We know that. We know that. We have a good contact. We have very good working in UN Human Rights Council and the High Commissioner Office expert. This report already finished 2021, but Bachelet, she didn't want to publish it because of the Chinese pressure. But lately, a lot of pressure by the human rights organization and even UN expert also, because expert prepared this report, a lot of pressure, and finally, very last minute, she published this report and went to the Chile.
So we have 3 questions. Brian, the guy here, and then Martina. So if we can ask the 3 questions all together, and then Mr. Isa will reply the 3 questions.
Thank you, Isa. Going back to the issue of suing China before the International Court of Justice, did you think about suing China through a third country which maybe could be member of a convention like the Convention of Discrimination that you mentioned China is party? Did you think about the possibility that the third country which is part of that convention, or perhaps other, I don't know if China is party of the Genocide Convention, for example, perhaps one country could sue China before the ICJ?
Yes, this thing is one, not via World Uyghur Congress, but some other Uyghur groups, Uyghur organization group. They did through the lawyer, and so because through Tajikistan sent back 3 Uyghurs because Tajikistan is a part of this is ICC. So through use this, and one group complained to the ICC, but they didn't receive it. But the lawyer continued working on this. Some international news is coming out, but it's not as successfully.
But before the International Court of Justice, not the ICC.
Yes, some country, yeah, of course, but yeah, is it?
I'm talking about the Statute of Rome.
Yeah. This is a good idea. We try, but no country can dare. Yes, no country do it. We already. There is some example. For example, Gambia. Gambia is the Rohingya case brought to the ICC. Yes, but we are also trying same, but no countries will help us because China is not Miami. Yes. China is China. Yes. So that's what not easy country can dare this. Yeah. Unfortunately.
So yes, the 2 questions.
Good morning, Dolkun. It's a personal question. Where do you find the strength needed to not give up and continue your fight? It's remarkable. I mean, China cast colossal shadows that would make anyone tremble. Yours is remarkable. Thank you.
Well, thank you. So yeah, this threat is every day. It is the people, and the journalists also asking, "Are you feeling safe?" And I can say I'm safe at this moment. At this moment, but what was happening next hours, next days, we don't know. We don't know. So I already a little bit explained my personal history. I was detained so many country border. 2009, I was detained 4 days in Seoul, in South Korea. I was invited to one of the international conference. I was stopped. Then it was very last minute. I was deported to Germany. 4 Chinese police came out to the Beijing in international Seoul airport, waiting for taking me to the Beijing. So, and one side China pressure, one side United States and Germany. Very last minute South Korea, and let me back to the Germany. So, well, a lot of dangers in my life was happening. That's why I'm writing this book. I'm German citizen. Well, even I'm not safe in Germany as well, because, of course, it's at least this is a country. That's why I cannot travel a lot of countries. Still, I have a travel ban. For example, I study Turkey. I have a travel ban. I cannot enter Turkey. You know, I cannot travel Central Asia country. It's dangerous. At least I'm traveling in some democratic country, but still, time to time, I had faced a problem, and the China is powerful, but we cannot silence because millions of people are suffering there. And the Chinese government trying to make us silence. If I'm silenced, Ömer silence, I'm silenced, who will do this job? You know? So this threat is happening everywhere. Even in China, I tell you, 2017, I was kicked also from the United Nations. It's New York. You know? But we never give up, fight. Then after 1 year later, I got accreditation again and to enter the UN. Yeah.
So we have the last question.
Well, thank you for sharing your testimony and valuable work, Mr. Isa. So my question is more around, China has throughout history tried to strip you and your people from your religious, you mentioned, your culture, and of course, any kind of individuality. You said that they are attempting to eliminate diversity in a way. So I was wondering, what is the biggest interest from your point of view from China? Meaning, is it purely economic at the end of the day? Is it because of the territory? Are they wanting to keep these forced labor manufacturing camps that you mentioned? What is the true reason behind their interest in the region? Is it like the actual demographics or I don't know, maybe the natural resources in the actual region? Thank you.
Yes, it is a good question. Yes, because I told you this country has been occupied territory. most of some people asking why Chinese government uses. There's several reasons. One reason, Chinese Communist Party never accept diversity. You are being Chinese, you accept the ideology, and you have a space to live. Other way, So that's why in China, 56 nations on the paper, except Tibet and Uyghur, all is already assimilated, lost culture, identity, religion, everything, language. China's wanted Uyghur and Tibetan obeying this, but God created us Uyghur. We have our language, our culture, our history. In the history is we contribute big contribution to world heritage. In the history, we have our own kingdom, our own territory. We don't have any link with Chinese culture, Chinese language, Chinese nothing. Completely different, So we are trying to survive, keep our identity. This is the one thing. Another important thing is you are right. This is the Turkestan. I told you, it's huge territory. Only 5% is habitable area, and 95% uninhabitable. But it's a huge natural resource. Petrol. Huge petrol reserve. Gold, uranium. Even I told you 47% global car battery coming from the all countries. Solar panel, this raw material all from Turkestan. So that's why it is the very strategically very important. And also another reason, One Belt One Road Belt Initiative. China spent $trillions for this Belt and Road. This say more than 80 countries signed involved with this Belt and Road Initiative. This One Belt One Road and the Belt, this project is the most important project of the Xi Jinping, China's dream. This Belt and Road, this project is territorial expansion project. Yes, China using its economic power, trying to expand its whole territory. For example, 2013, Tajikistan, because China gives loan to them. Chinese government know very clearly this whole government is very corrupted. They couldn't pay back this loan, this credit. They know very well. They say no problem. You no need to pay the money. You give your territory. 2013, 1,000 square kilometer territory, and it's to the China for the Tajikistan because you couldn't pay. Today. And this CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, one of the part of the One Belt One Road, from Kashgar to Gwarda is Karachi port, 3,800 kilometer base, infrastructure, everything. This is $65 billion project. Yes. So from all region, Kashgar, from East Turkestan. And another from Urumqi to the Central Asia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and coming to Düsseldorf, Germany, Rome. Yes. Chinese government said, because China use its economic power, use One Belt One Road initiative, trying to control and export its ideology, its authoritarian regime, everything. If Uyghurs exist, this problem exists, China thought. So that's why Uyghur, if we completely eliminate it, and no Uyghur, Chinese government don't need Uyghur, just need our territory or natural resource. This is the reason. Yeah.
So we are over time, but I would like to close this panel with something that Mr. Isa shared with me on Tuesday. I personally met him on Tuesday. And I asked him why you are still fighting for the cause, and Mr. Isa replied to me, well, because freedom is still not free, and I think that's a very powerful quote to close this panel. Of course, thank you very much to all of you, to Mr. Isa, thank you very much, and of course to CADAL and Gabriel for hosting this event. Thank you.